On my wedding day, I was in my gown, waiting for my fiancé, Julian, to pick me up. But with the ceremony about to start, he finally called. Lily gets motion sickness. She can't ride in anyone else's car, only my Cullinan. I'm driving to pick her up. And it's not on the way to you. Just grab a shared bike and head to the hotel. You ride one to work all the time anyway. On our wedding day, the groom wasn't picking up his bride. He was picking up his precious childhood friend. It was a blatant slap in the face. I opened a group chat named The Kingmakers and sent a selfie of myself on a shared bike. An hour later, the heirs of the city's most powerful families all appeared at the wedding, riding bicycles. My childhood best friend, Marcus, the city's wealthiest man, dismounted with a cold expression and knelt before me on one knee. If you'll marry me, I'll acquire Prescott Industries and give it to you as a wedding gift. There was only an hour until the ceremony. If Julian didn't show up soon, I was going to be late. Just then, my phone rang. It was Julian. I answered immediately. Honey, where are you? Why aren't you here to get me yet? Julian sounded apologetic. Ava, I don't think I can pick you up. Lily gets carsick. She throws up in other people's cars. She's only fine in my Rolls Royce. I just got her. And it's out of the way to get you. Why don't you just grab a shared bike and head to the venue? You ride one every day anyway. I was stunned for a second. Then fury washed over me. Julian, are you out of your mind? Today is my wedding to you, not to Lily. You're ditching your bride to pick up your childhood friend. Who are you actually marrying? I'm wearing a wedding gown. And you want me to ride a shared bike in it? Julian sighed on the other end. It's just a mode of transportation. I know you come from a poor family and have never been in a luxury car. You want to ride in my Cullinan to show off to your friends that you married a rich man. Right. I've been meaning to talk to you about this. You're becoming a real social climber. A delicate, timid voice chimed in. Julian, is Ava angry? Maybe you should just drop me on the side of the road. I can call someone else to get me, even though I'll get sick. I don't want her to misunderstand. It's your big day. Don't let her get upset. Just give in to her. It's all my fault. I knew she's prone to misunderstanding, but I still got in your car. Julian's voice softened as he consoled her. She's just a social climber who wants to ride in this car to make her coworkers and friends jealous. I'm not going to enable that kind of behavior. This is a woman who buys a monthly pass for her shared bikes and hunts for coupons. I'm marrying her and pulling her out of that miserable social circle. She shouldn't get entitled and think she can do whatever she wants just because I agreed to marry her. After comforting his childhood friend, Julian's tone turned icy again. Ava, we're getting married today. And I don't want to fight. If you want to marry me, ride a bike yourself. If you continue to be this stubborn, you'll have to face the consequences. With that, he hung up. I looked at the group chat on my phone, one created specifically for today's wedding, filled with Julian and Lily's friends. Someone had posted a video of the procession of wedding cars driving down the main street, with Julian's Rolls Royce leading the way. Julian still can't bear to see Lily suffer even a little. He drove an hour out of his way just to pick her up. Ava is so dramatic. Marrying Julian is already an ugly duckling, too. Swan story. What more could she want? I always said she wasn't good enough for him. If Lily hadn't gone abroad, she never would have had a chance. The one who isn't loved is the third wheel. Everyone knows Lily is the one Julian cherishes. Lily quickly sent a voice message. Don't say things like that. Ava's in the group. She then specifically tagged me. Ava, don't mind them. They just think Julian and I are a better match. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, once they get to know you, they'll think you and Julian are a great match too. Then, Lily posted a selfie of herself and Julian. She was leaning on his shoulder, her eyes red, rimmed, her lips swollen and pink. She captioned it, "Let me be selfish one last time. After today, you'll be someone else's groom." Her lips clearly looked like they had just been kissed. The implication was intensely intimate. I laughed out of sheer anger. This was an innocent childhood friendship. No wonder he had to take a detour to pick her up. I sent a voice message. What a pure friendship. Julian, do you two seal your friendship with a kiss? Truly I. Opening. The group exploded. Lily immediately sent another voice message. Ava, don't misunderstand the photo. I just bit my lip. It's true that Julian and I were each other's first love. And it's true he was heartbroken when I went abroad and started dating you. But he said he's going to marry you and be responsible. I still wish you both the best. Her voice was choked with sobs. Immediately, people in the group started mocking me. You can't expect anything more from someone from the lower class. No sense of humor and so petty. Why did Julian find a wife like this? I hope he doesn't bring her out with us. Exactly. Every time she comes out, she makes Lily feel so wronged. Who does Ava think she is? Doesn't she realize she's the one who broke them up? My blood boiled. From the first day I was with Julian, his friends had looked down on me, constantly putting me down to feel superior. I couldn't help but type. All of you, shut up. You love being Lily's lapdogs so much. Right. Well, now's your chance. Julian is getting married, so she's single. You lapdogs can finally make your move. Julian immediately started a group call. Ava, apologize to my friends right now. You have no class. I sneered. What? You're alive now. When they were insulting me a minute ago, you were silent. Now you want me to apologize. Weren't you just playing deaf and dumb? Julian started shouting. Do you have any idea how much you just hurt Lily? She's innocent and grew up in a sheltered environment. She's not like you, who grew up fighting for scraps in some slum. She's not from your world. Do you know how much your words just hurt her? Then I heard soft crying from his end of the line. It was Lily. I was just getting a ride in your car. Why would she say that about my friends and me? I just think of them as good friends. How could she slander me like that? Just because I got a ride with you. Besides, her place is so close to the hotel. She could easily ride a shared bike, and there wouldn't be any traffic. Does she have to be so cruel to people just because of her own vanity? Julian was cooing to her on his end. Don't worry. If she still wants to have this wedding, she will have to apologize to you and my friends. Otherwise, she doesn't need to show up. Then, he spoke to me. Ava, I'm giving you one last chance. Did you hear me? Apologize to Lily and my friends before the wedding, or this marriage is off. I laughed hysterically. Fine. Wait for my apology at the ceremony. Lily's voice was now playful and flirty. Julian, she really does love you. The moment you get angry, she gets scared. Looks like she's desperate to marry you. I ended the call and saw his friends' taunts filling the chat. Hey, looks like Ava is the real lapdog. She'd sell her dignity for money. Wasn't she so tough a minute ago? The second Julian threatens to call off the wedding, she panics. Well, marrying into the Prescott family is probably the greatest thing that could ever happen to her family. I closed the wedding chat window and opened one called The Kingmakers. I took a picture of myself in my wedding dress on a shared bike, sent a hotel address, and wrote, My wedding. All guests are requested to arrive by shared bike. The group chat exploded. Whoa, the princess finally reappears after 2 years. How's your experiment with real life going? Princess, your wish is our command. Do we have to ride shared bikes? Is that some new trend? Why are you asking so many questions? Lady Ava said shared bikes. So we ride bikes. On my way, boss. We'll be there on time. Only my childhood best friend, Marcus, sent me a private message. Who are you marrying? Julian. Does he even deserve you? It was clear he had been keeping tabs on me for the past few years. I replied, if Mr. Forrester is willing to ride a bike to propose, then I'll marry you. I turned off my phone, grabbed the long train of my wedding dress, and ripped it off, turning it into a short dress. This gown was chosen by Julian, or more accurately, by Lily. When the dress arrived, I frowned at the style, which was nothing like what I wanted. Why isn't this the short dress I picked? Julian had said. Lily picked this one for you. She said it's the most suitable. You should trust her taste. She's a fashion designer. You can't possibly know better than a professional, right? This is haute couture. You've never worn designer brands or couture, so you don't understand. Just listen to Lily. Lily had added, Ava, you might not know what people in our circle like. It's different from your world. You have to adapt. This dress is perfect for you. Perfect for me. She had deliberately chosen it to highlight my flaws. And it was delivered the day before the wedding, giving me no time to change it. She wanted me to be humiliated. I met Julian at the Sterling Corporation. From the beginning, he assumed I was just a low-level employee. It happened to be a family day at the company, so employees could bring their families and dress casually. I was riding a shared bike back from buying a large bag of snacks for some colleagues' children. At the company gate, my bike scraped his car. He claimed it was love at first sight and began pursuing me, saying he loved me regardless of my status or profession. At the time, my father believed I couldn't handle hardship. I had made a bet with him. I would work at Sterling Corp for 2 years, hiding my identity and starting from the bottom. If I could last without quitting or getting fired, I would pass his test and become the official heir to the company. But during those 2 years, I had to rely solely on my own efforts. I couldn't contact my old friends for help or even speak to them. I had to use my meager salary to rent a small apartment and ride a shared bike to work every day, toiling away at an entry-level job. But in those 2 years, I had rotated through several departments, getting a thorough understanding of the company. I had also started to earn my superior's respect and had been promoted twice. Julian was very good to me, even though he thought I was a junior clerk. He pursued me with such passion that I let my guard down. After we had been together for a year, he proposed, and I accepted. Today also happened to be the day my agreement with my father ended. Today, I could finally reveal my true identity to everyone. I had planned to tell Julian today that I was the Sterling heiress. He had always wanted to partner with Sterling Corp. Little did he know, he already had. But now, it seemed fortunate that I hadn't told him sooner, because a man like him, Sterling Corp would never work with. Riding a bike in a wedding dress attracted countless stares. In the distance, a car sped towards me, deliberately driving through a puddle at the side of the road. Dirty water splashed all over me, and I swerved to avoid it, falling to the ground. I scrambled up and heard wild laughter. Looking up, I saw it was Julian's wedding convoy. The last car was driven by one of Lily's friends. They had done it on purpose to make me look pathetic. When I finally arrived at the hotel, disheveled and riding a shared bike, Julian's Rolls Royce and the rest of the convoy were just pulling up. As I locked the bike, a loud electronic voice announced, "Lock successful." The sound drew their attention, and they burst into laughter. "No way. She actually rode a shared bike here. Wow. Did you take a dive in a sewer? How can you show your face dressed like that? Julian, your girlfriend is really committed. This is the first time I've ever seen a bride ride a shared bike. Is that dress torn? What? You ripped your dress just to ride a bike. Don't you have any shame? Haha. Lily, wearing a designer cocktail dress that made her look more like the bride than I did, clung to Julian's arm and pinched her nose. Ava, you're such a mess. If I had known, I would have had one of the cars pick you up. It's all my fault this happened, because of my motion sickness. But why didn't you change before seeing people? You're not planning on getting married like this, are you? I gritted my teeth. This is all thanks to you. She walked over, trying to take my hand. I shook her off. Her eyes reddened. Ava, I'm so sorry. I really didn't know you wouldn't even splurge on a taxi and would actually ride a bike. A taxi would have only been $20 or $30. Why do you have to be so frugal? Doesn't Julian give you enough money? Coming here looking like this, on a bike. The hotel is surrounded by reporters. What will happen to Julian if they take your picture? He has to meet with business partners. They'll laugh at him if they find out. You just don't understand anything. If you're going to marry Julian, can't you at least learn how to support him? You can't keep dragging him down. She leaned in close and whispered, Ava, a poor wretch like you thinks you can marry into the Prescott family. Dream on. The lady of the Prescott house can only be me. Then, she grabbed my hand tightly, her long red nails digging into my arm, and said to Julian and his friends, Julian, don't Ava and I look like we're wearing matching sister outfits. The group roared with laughter. Sister outfits. More like a lady and her maid. With that air of poverty about her, she really does look like a servant. I yanked my hand away. Enough. I've had enough bitterness this morning. I don't need any more of your fake sweetness. Lily took the opportunity to stumble backward. Oh, Ava, I'm sorry. I didn't know you couldn't take a joke. I just didn't want to make things difficult for Julian. I thought if we were good friends, he'd be happy. Julian rushed to support her. Lily, are you okay? Lily shook her head and grabbed Julian's arm as he was about to confront me. Don't be angry. She's the bride, and she had to ride a bike here to save money. It's normal for her to feel humiliated. She took a necklace out of her clutch. Your dress needs a necklace to look good. I picked this out especially for you. Let me help you put it on. This necklace is worth $1 million. So be careful. I glanced at the string of glass beads and snorted. What? Is glass from your house that expensive? $1 million for a glass necklace. Someone jumped to her defense. You're just a poor nobody. What do you know? Apologize to Lily right now. Julian also spoke up. No matter what you're angry about, you need to be sensible. Apologize to Lily now. I looked at him, pointing to the scrapes on my body from falling off the bike. You see me like this, and you don't know why I'm angry. He looked at my disheveled state and my wounds, his expression flickering with concern for a moment. But then he remembered Lily's words and his face hardened. Get inside and change. Haven't you caused enough of a scene? If reporters get a picture of this, the Prescott PR department will have to clean it up. He looked at Lily. You've always been so well behaved. After the wedding, I'll make her serve you tea and apologize. Lily bit her lip demurely. It's fine. I'll be in the country from now on. I can spend some time teaching her proper etiquette. I'm worried she'll embarrass herself during the ceremony. I scoffed. Whether I embarrass myself at my own wedding is none of your business. Julian's voice was sharp. That's enough. Ava, where are your manners? You're acting like a shrew. I can't tolerate your nonsense forever. If you don't apologize to Lily, today's wedding is cancelled. I looked at him. Your wedding being cancelled has nothing to do with me. I'm not marrying you. Julian paused, then laughed. Not marrying me? How long have you been waiting for this day? Besides me, who could you find with better prospects? Who else can launch you into high society? I mouthed a curse at him and turned away. He was about to grab me when a chorus of bicycle bells rang out. I turned around. It was my childhood friends. Dozens of them, riding shared bikes. Some skillfully, some wobbling precariously. As they arrived. Ava, what kind of crappy hotel is this? So hard to find. Who picks a place like this for a wedding? Quick. I can't break. I haven't ridden a bike in over a decade. But I'm still a handsome devil. Marcus was at the front. He got off his bike, walked over to me, and knelt on one knee. Ava, will you marry me? Julian grabbed me, pointing at Marcus. Who is he? Where did you meet this lowlife? To Julian, Marcus's simple, unbranded white shirt was the attire of a poor man. Marcus glanced at him, then ignored him, his eyes fixed on me. If you say yes, I'll acquire Prescott Industries and give it to you as a wedding gift. My friends all gathered around. No way. You tricked us all into coming here just to witness this. You're killing us single people. This is too much. Why did I have to ride a bike all the way here just to watch you two be all lovey-dovey? When you two get married, have you considered our feelings? Our parents are going to pressure us to get married now. Oh my God. Mr. Forrester, you're actually proposing to Ava. Lily, however, covered her mouth and giggled. What? Acquire Prescott Industries for Ava as a wedding gift. Haha. Ava, the actors you hired are hilarious. I haven't heard such a funny joke in a long time, but no one was listening to her. My friends surrounded Marcus and me, chanting, marry him, marry him, marry him. I looked at Marcus, the tips of my ears turning red, and nodded. Marcus smiled, stood up, and took a ring from his pinky finger, sliding it onto mine. This was my grandmother's for her granddaughter. In law. Now that you're wearing it, you're my wife, Mrs. Forrester. I look forward to our future together. Lily's face flushed with anger. Ava, all this effort, hiring people to pretend to be rich. It's pathetic. Would a truly rich person propose on a shared bike? You've watched too many dramas. Do you think real life is like that? So childish. Her friends also started laughing. Julian, this guy says he's going to acquire Prescott Industries. Aren't you scared? Haha. The mockery was obvious. One of my friends sneered. Does Marcus even need to lift a finger to acquire Prescott Industries? Any one of our families could do it. No way. You guys don't actually think you're from wealthy families, do you? The young master of Lee Construction. Does your dad know you're out here kissing up to people? The heir of the Gordon family. I hear you have to get your allowance weekly. How pathetic. Julian's friends slowly started to realize something. How do they know that? Who are these people? I thought I heard that guy say. Marcus Forrester. It couldn't be the Marcus Forrester we know, could it? Impossible. Why would the CEO of Forrester Enterprises propose to this poor girl? He's not crazy. But that guy looks like the second son of the Wong family. Yeah, And the one in the white shirt looks like the heir to Zhang Group. I just saw him on TV yesterday. How could all of the city's wealthiest young masters and heirs be gathered here? But no one cared what they were saying. My friends were just joking around with Marcus and me. When's the wedding? Should we go get the license today? Julian's face turned pale. He pushed Marcus aside and stared at me with red eyes. Ava, what are you doing? Today is our wedding. It's about to start. What are you doing out here? Putting on a show with this man for me. Lily stepped forward, looking at me with disdain. Ava, if you're going to hire actors, at least get professionals. Hiring someone to play Marcus Forrester. Are you trying to make us die of laughter? You want everyone to believe the heir of Forrester Enterprises showed up on a shared bike to propose. Where did you find these extras? How much a day? I'll pay double. Get lost and stop acting with her. I looked at her like she was an idiot. She, however, looked at me smugly. What? You think hiring people to put on a show will make Julian back down? Ava, you're so naive. Can't you use your brain? A family like the Prescotts isn't one that is social. Climbing woman with nothing to her name can marry into. Marcus put his arm around me, looking at Lily with amusement. The Prescotts. A powerful family. He glanced at the people around him, and everyone burst out laughing. Since when were the Prescotts considered a powerful family? Don't embarrass the term. They're just new money. Got rich off a couple of real estate deals a few years ago, and now they dare to call themselves powerful. Lily's face was crimson. Just as she was about to argue, one of her friends stopped her. Lily, that really does look like Marcus Forrester, the CEO of Forrester Enterprises. Someone handed her a phone. The top trending topic was the billionaire heirs on shared bikes. The photo was one someone had taken of them on their way over. Marcus was at the front, and his name was explicitly identified. Marcus Forrester, CEO of Forrester Enterprises. Julian's face was ashen. Impossible, he mumbled. How could you possibly know Marcus Forrester? How could he propose to you? I held up the ring on my finger. Sorry, I'm Mrs. Forrester now. Mr. Prescott, I believe your wedding is about to start. Don't you have a perfect candidate right here? Lily has done so much just to marry you. Even her cocktail dress is from a bridal collection. Isn't it perfect for a wedding? She's your beloved society girl. Your childhood sweetheart. You're in love. And I, the one who wasn't loved, was the third wheel. Now you can have what you want. I wish you 100 years of happiness. Julian grabbed my arm tightly. What are you talking about? Lily and I don't have that kind of relationship. We're just good friends. I burst out laughing. Just good friends. You kiss your good friends. The kind of kissing that leaves your lips swollen. Wow. Your circle is wild, Julian said urgently. It was just Lily joking around and kissing me. You know I love you. You're the one I want to marry. I pointed at my torn dress, then at Lily's gown. You let her pick my wedding dress. You planned our wedding according to her tastes. She was the third wheel on our dates. You were at her beck and call. 247. Julian, is this how you show you love me and want to marry me? If you could just admit you love Lily, I'd at least respect you as a man. But you can't even do that. Julian shouted. What more do you want? Your background is poor. And my family was always against it. I begged them for you. And I finally got them to accept you. How else do you want me to prove my love? Tears of laughter streamed down my face. Julian, I'm serious. Your family was right to object. We are not a good match. Julian looked at me with deep affection. But I don't care about that. Ava, I want to marry you. I looked at him with disgust. Well, I care. Because your Prescott family isn't worthy of the Sterling family. Julian was stunned. Then he started to laugh. I know our family statuses are very different, but I don't mind that your family is poor. I don't mind giving them some money to help out after we're married. If you marry me, they won't have to work so hard. Right. Do you want your parents to still be toiling in the fields when they're old? Do you want them to suffer their whole lives? Marcus frowned at me. You told people your parents are farmers. Does your dad know about his reputation out here? I looked helpless. I never said that. He just imagined on his own that my family is poor. My parents are farmers, and we live a miserable life. My friends burst out laughing. One of them patted Julian sympathetically. Let me reintroduce you. This is Ava Sterling, the heiress to the Sterling Corporation of this city. And her husband, Marcus Forrester, CEO of Forrester Enterprises. Let's put it this way. If either of their families decided to acquire you, the name Prescott Industries would vanish from this city overnight. Understand? Julian stared at me in shock, muttering, "The sterling heiress." Ava. Suddenly, he looked heartbroken. "If you're the sterling heiress, why didn't you say so? Why did you pretend to be poor to deceive me? If you had told me your identity, none of these would have been problems. My parents wouldn't have objected. They would have loved you." I sneered. "They wouldn't love me. They would love the sterling heiress. The Lee heiress. The Wang heiress." Julian was distraught. "What's the difference? They like society girls. And you're one. Why did you have to pretend?" I looked at him. "Julian, didn't you used to say you loved me regardless of my identity or status? That you just loved me for me? Why the sudden change? You only treated me with such disrespect because you thought I was from an ordinary family, didn't you? Your childhood friend's motion sickness was more important than our wedding. So you had to drive to pick her up and make me ride a shared bike." Julian quickly explained. "It wasn't intentional. It was Lily's suggestion. And I didn't think it through. I never meant to disrespect our wedding." He stepped forward to grab me. "Let's go into the wedding hall now. I'll prove to you how much I love you." Marcus blocked his hand. "Am I invisible? I'm still breathing. Don't you dare touch my wife." Lily pulled him back. "Julian, don't listen to her nonsense. She probably met these rich guys at some shady part-time job and called them here to back her up. She says she's the sterling heiress." "So she is. The CEO of Sterling has never mentioned his daughter in public. She's just using that to trick you. Don't believe her." Julian looked at me doubtfully. "Is what Lily said true? Are you just pretending to be the sterling heiress to save face? You'd better tell the truth, or I won't be able to help you when this blows up." I laughed, looking at him coldly. "Do you think everyone is as shameless as Lily, hiding their real identity to pretend to be a society girl?" I turned to Lily. "Lily, you're the illegitimate daughter of the Lee family, right?" "What?" "You spent your time abroad sleeping around, being kept by men, and getting beaten to a pulp by their wives. And now you come back and pretend to be a pure little angel. You think no one knows about your sordid past. Not only do I know, I have photos. I'll send a few to your father tomorrow." High definition. And censored. Let's see if Mr. Lee still wants to acknowledge his illegitimate daughter. I took a step closer. "You don't remember? Or did playing the pure maiden for a few days make you actually believe you are one? Well, it doesn't matter. You and Julian are a perfect match. I wish you happiness." Lily's face was chalk white, as if she had seen a ghost. She stumbled backward, muttering, "I don't know what you're talking about." I hooked my arm through Marcus's. "City Hall is still open. We can just make it." Marcus smiled and made a call. His driver quickly brought the car around. A dozen more cars followed, summoned by our friends. We left in a grand procession. In the car, I cleaned myself up, raised the partition, and changed into clean clothes. We were at City Hall for maybe 15 minutes. We walked out with 2 red marriage certificates in hand. By the time our friends' cars caught up, I was officially Mrs. Marcus Forrester. The marriage alliance between the Forrester and Sterling families was a massive event in the city, with news of it plastered everywhere online. Both our parents were thrilled. After the wedding, I officially took over Sterling Corporation, with my father guiding me through the business. Marcus and I were so busy, we didn't even have time for a honeymoon before we were dragged back to work. But then Julian cornered me at the entrance of Sterling Corporation. "Ava." I turned to look at him. He hadn't changed, but somehow, everything had changed. Seeing him no longer sparked any feeling in my heart, except a sense that he seemed rather small and petty. He looked at me, his voice gentle. "Are you happy? Is Marcus treating you well?" I asked him what he wanted. He looked at me with difficulty. "I heard Sterling has a big project tender at the end of the year. I was wondering if you could give Prescott Industries a chance." I cut him off. "Professionally, this is an open tender, and you are free to bid. Personally, our broken engagement was not pleasant, and I don't see why that would translate into me being willing to help you. So, Julian, I won't be giving you any private opportunities. If Prescott Industries has the ability, then compete for it fair and square." I turned to get in my car, but he stopped me. "You only called off the wedding and married Marcus out of spite because you were jealous of Lily, right? If I promise you that I will never see or speak to Lily again, Will you give me another chance? The words had barely left his mouth when he was grabbed from behind by the collar and thrown aside. It was Marcus. He glared at Julian. Are you forcing me to act like some domineering CEO from a TV drama and acquire your company just to make you bankrupt? I held Marcus back and pulled him into the car. Why would you acquire Prescott Industries? Do you have too much money? They're about to go bankrupt on their own. Are you trying to pick up trash? Marcus said. I can't have him lurking around here, eyeing my wife. Next time I see him, I'll punch him. And Prescott Industries was indeed on the verge of bankruptcy. Not because of an acquisition, but because Julian had listened to Lily and invested with some friends she introduced. It turned out to be a scam. The investment had drained almost all of the company's capital, causing a catastrophic break in the financial chain. The entire foundation of Prescott Industries was crumbling. Seeing the writing on the wall, Lily quickly packed her things and ran. She immediately latched onto another wealthy heir in the city, and they became inseparable. She used her pure, innocent act to win him over, and they were soon engaged. Because Sterling had business dealings with his family, Marcus and I attended the engagement party. In the middle of the event, Julian stormed in and confronted Lily's fiancé. Mr. Harrison, you think your fiancé is some pure, innocent woman. You're wrong. This engagement gift is especially for you. He took out his phone and projected a file onto the large screen. It was filled with pictures of Lily's time abroad, getting drunk on the streets, making out with different men, smoking, partying. It was all on display. The guests gasped. Lily screamed. It's all fake. It's photoshopped. That's not me. Honey, you have to believe me. I'm not that kind of person. She clung to her fiancé, tears streaming down her face. Julian shouted. And another thing. You think the baby in her belly is yours. You're wrong again. It's mine. She's cheating on you. Did you know that? And you're treating her like a treasure. Harrison shoved Lily away and slapped her across the face. How dare you lie to me, you tramp. Get out. Don't let me see you in this city ever again. Lily fell to the floor, sobbing. No, honey, the baby is yours. But a few minutes later, she clutched her stomach. Help me, honey, help me. My stomach hurts so much. Someone screamed. There's blood. The bride is having a miscarriage. The scene devolved into chaos. Julian just watched Lily coldly. You ruined my wedding. You ruined my company. You ruined my life. You thought you could have a happy life. Impossible. I will never let you go. Lily miscarried. By the time she got to the hospital, it was too late. The doctor shook his head. It's a shame. 3 months along. We couldn't save it. I heard this news while on my honeymoon with Marcus. Blissfully happy. A friend gossiped in our group chat. Did you guys hear Lily stabbed Julian? Hit an artery in his thigh. He almost didn't make it. They saved him. But I hear he has a limp now. The Prescott family wouldn't let her off. She's in prison now. Marcus and I said nothing. We were consumed by our own happiness. What happened to other people no longer concerned us.